Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the price action today and let's see what the price is doing. First of all, the price is showing a little bit of upside today. That means the price is certainly not moving down in an impulse in wave C. Okay, so the impulsive structure that I had here on the chart earlier today, that is not an impulse anymore. I changed it to at least a diagonal. I mean, that is at least a diagonal pattern that's unfolding now. This can always happen. So we had a break above this smallest micro resistance level that I shared with you in the previous video. And the break above that level, you know, that suggested a change is needed. At least the microstructure would need to change. So we did that. Well, does it mean we are all bullish yet? Well, it could be. But first of all, I'd like to watch this structure to see if it works out, because this is, first of all, obviously we're in a wave 4 and we're dealing here with an A, B, C structure. Now, a C wave can be an impulse, a C wave can be a diagonal pattern. So once the initial resistance breaks for an impulse, we can explore a diagonal. The idea of a diagonal pattern, what does it mean? It means it's still a 5-wave move, but so basically 1, 2, 3 would be still unfolding, 4, 5. But the subwaves are corrective. So A, B, C in wave 3. That's a possibility I would first like to rule out before confirming that we are already on our way higher in a 5th wave towards 50K. Bear in mind, our expectation is still that the $50,000 region should be reached within this cycle, because we are currently in a wave 4. Okay, maybe it's finished. We talk about that in a minute. But then afterwards, one more high should take us to 50K plus. So what we are exploring is at the moment this diagonal pattern in wave C. It's not an impulse, okay, but it could still be a diagonal pattern. And that means we could still come down a little lower, maybe with one more low or with 2 more lows, lower into this support area, this local support area that is an ideal target area for the C wave. Bear in mind, it was already reached. The 100% extension level of the A wave was already reached, as I said yesterday to you, which means we have to be on the side of caution. The low could be in at any point, but it would have to be a so-called WXY structure. What does that mean? So in an ABC, as I've got it, I would like to see further downside, at least 1, maybe 2 more lows. In a WXY structure, the price might have formed a low already. W, X, Y, and in the Y wave, A, B, C. It would be a somewhat shallow wave 4 then, but it's possible because we look at the internals of the structure. The C wave, I mean, if maybe this is all of wave C, yeah? It's not what I currently forecast primarily, but it's possible. So we have to manage that with trading tactics, okay? So for example, I already bought a small position yesterday and then I'm waiting for signals that the market has bottomed. If the market gives me those signals, you know, it might be a wise strategy to scale up the trade or something. But at the moment, I haven't got any evidence that a low has formed. All we do here is to move up a little higher than it would be ideal in an impulse to the downside. So it has to be a diagonal at least. Okay, but if we get a break, and this is sort of what we need to see for a breakout, you know, confirmation. If the price breaks above this wave 2 high, which is at 45,530, $45,540. That would suggest that all of wave 4 already bottomed. Currently, not yet what I can, you know, forecast as a primary scenario, because it would only be possible in a WXY pattern. And in a WXY, you see, we cannot trust it because it's not the most common pattern. And it would take a break above resistance to confirm it. So I cannot trust a WXY structure without having further evidence for it. Okay. Now we know it exists and we know it's a possibility, which is where trading tactics and strategies then come into play. So in summary, I would still like to explore this diagonal pattern further. I haven't got evidence that a low is in. It's a possibility. It's actually not unlikely. At least we have our 3 waves now in the correction that I wanted to see. Okay. And we've already triggered the first target for a C wave. So technically the low could be in. I wouldn't have a problem with it anymore. Down here, where was it? Here. I had a problem with it. Yeah, I didn't really like the idea of the wave 4 already being completed. Also here, it looked incomplete, but here it's okay, but it would also only be possible with a WXY structure at the moment, which needs further evidence. So until we have that evidence, I'm going to explore this diagonal because, you know, if I tell you the low is in and the diagonal eventually works out, then we'll drop lower again before actually exploring that fifth wave higher. So, but overall looking good. The bulls are still there. So I don't see any, I don't see a major risk for this overall assumption that we have to be invalidated. The assumption is that we get one more high and the 34K level is still support. That's really the first significant support level. We are far away from it. So I don't see a major risk that this is going to be taken out at the moment. It's of course possible, but for now the analysis seems to be, or the price seems to follow the analysis and it's just chopping around a little bit here in a corrective pattern, which is, yeah, typical for a wave 4. So that wave 5 is still what I'm looking for the coming weeks. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.